your first car or any funny stuff that you did in high school? Like, did you guys race or anything?
Well, racing we can talk about later, but my first car was a Volkswagen Beetle 1958.
Really? I didn't know you drove a Beetle.
Yeah, 1958 Beetle. I bought it for $100. The guy I had bought it from, I can't remember his last name. His first name was Louis. And when I got that car from him, the entire right side had been wiped out. Both fenders, the door, and behind the door. The car was kind of pink.
Really?
Yeah. I had a white door, black front fender.
It's patchwork?
It was new parts that I had bought. Well, used parts I had bought from the junkyard. I think the other fender was orange. And that little thing had 36 horsepower. That was it. It was just, my parents used to call them sewing machine engines because they sounded like a sewing machine. When I was just dating your mother, I used to drive up to her place, and there was this killer hill to drive up, and that Volkswagen with that little 36 horsepower engine had a tough time. I would have to downshift into second gear, and I'd have to have it winding all the way out in order for it to be going about, I don't know, I think I was doing 25 miles an hour, and cars were just passing me. One night when I was going up to see your mom, I had that thing floored in second gear, and it just boom! And a big old puff of smoke out the back end. I had blown a piston rod through the crankcase, and that was the end of that engine. So I went out and I got, I think it was a 40 horsepower engine, and replaced it.
A 40?
Yeah, a 40 horsepower junk engine that I put in there, and it ran just fine after that. I had the engine block, a stupid kid. I did it myself. I did all the machining. I ground the valves myself. I had access to it at school, going through auto shop. And I also had access to a big old solvent tank. So to clean the block, I stuck it in the solvent tank. And when I pulled the engine out of the solvent tank, just imagine this. You've got all the water jackets in the engine block.
Yeah.
I tipped it up, and I poured all of that solvent that was in the water jackets down the front of my pants. And
the solvent like
it'll burn you. It burns. It
Wow.
burns. It turned my skin all. Did
you take your pants off?
I went home.
You didn't even take your pants off?
Not immediately. Are you kidding me? I'll take my pants off. I got